welcome to another video of my podcast. In fact, it's a special video today because this is the 10th numbered episode that I've done, and as far as any video at all, this is the 12th video that I posted to my channel. So it's the 10th regular episode and the 12th total video, which I think is great. I mean, just getting the hang of things and getting started, but feeling like starting to get into a groove and starting to, feeling good about that and excited to see double digits. Yay! Not a infant baby channel anymore. Growing up just a little bit, taking toddler steps. Maybe we're into toddler steps now. But welcome and thank you for watching. Thank you for clicking on this video and choosing to spend a little time with me. This is my crafty and bookish and just kind of a little bit of general chatter podcast. And my crafts are knitting and crochet. Now, on social media, my username on Ravelry and Instagram and Goodreads is Cappuccino136, and I will spell that and put the social media information and also any other show notes about specific things I talk about, like pattern names, book names, author names, yarn information, and things like that that you might want to reference on your own and get more information about. That's going to be in the information box in the show notes below this video. So I hope that's helpful for you. And well, let's get started with a little chat. My tea today is cold brew green tea with pomegranate. It's by Bigelow. We just bought this at the grocery store, about 2 weeks ago. So we gave it a try and we like this one. So it's a winner. We'll have it again. A couple of ones we've tried have not been winners. Yeah, so glad this one was a good one. Anyway, also I do want to just acknowledge the fact of what happened this weekend in the United States as far as the back-to-back mass shootings, and it's heartbreaking, and I don't want to talk a lot about it, but I just want to acknowledge that and also just take the opportunity just to say quickly that this is just more evidence and another reason why it is so dangerous to excuse and deny and ignore white supremacy and hate speech and the really, really poisonous political climate that is happening now in the United States. And also, the United States is not the only country that is feeling these political pangs of xenophobia and racism and division and struggling to find, I know we need to find ways to come together and listen to each other, and also just open our eyes, and we can't deny, ignore, excuse anymore. We can't, and we need to vote. Everybody should be so motivated. Anybody with elections in their countries, you should be so motivated to vote. And it's a wonderful privilege to have. And so, yeah. That's my soapbox moment for today. Gonna leave it at that. And yeah. So another sip of tea. It's hot today. It's a really hot, hot summer day here in the Pacific Northwest where I live with my parents, who I take care of, and our cat. We have one cat, Stella. So that is our household. And if you have seen other episodes, you might notice that I am wearing this summer top. It is finished. The seams are done. The last ends are not woven in yet. I've kind of tucked them in so they're not dangling too much. Oh, there's a little peek. I'll tuck that back in. Anyway, let me stand so that you can see more. Yeah. Here it is. And I love it. I love how it fits. It's just very relaxed and very comfortable. And right now, I'm wearing the V-neck in the front, but it turned out the way I hoped, in that I can have either neckline that I choose. I can have the shallow scoop in the front if I want, and I can have the V in back, because anyway, yeah. I also, to finish, I did have to redo one of the side seams, because when I did the first side seam, I showed in my last episode what a mess it was under the arm. It was not looking good. And I did such a bad job that it actually, at the bottom, one side was longer than the other side. So I thought, oh, I didn't do a very good job of making these match. So I guess I'm going to have to do a split hem, and I'll have one side a little longer and the other side. And then it wouldn't work as good to be able to turn it around either way. I'd kind of be a little bit stuck with one side being the front and the other side being the back. But when I did the other side seam, and the underarm was much better, and I got to the bottom of the second side seam, and I realized, oh, these two pieces do match. It does match at the bottom. It's not gonna be a split hem with a mullet. So I have to redo the other one then. But that's perfect though, because I love being able to have it kind of, two different necklines, and it doesn't matter which goes in front and which goes in back. So I am so loving this top. Love, love, love. And I got the lace pattern from the Vogue, the lace pattern in the panel. I got the chart from the Vogue Ultimate Knitting Book, the 2018 completely revised edition. And the rest of it, I just improvised, just making two pieces to seam at the side and at the shoulder. So I love it. I love it. I'm going to wear this a lot, and it's very comfortable, and yay! I'm so happy to show it to you. This is a very big finish, and I'm thrilled. I have another finish to show you too. Look at this. Tuck in the ends, because I have not woven these ends. Here's one mitt. And here's the other. I have the camp out. Fingerless mitts are done. Tuck, tuck, tuck in those ends. The camp out fingerless mitts are done, and I love them. These are so perfect for fall and winter, and I love them. The yarn, this was one ball of Noro Silk Garden. These are about 25 grams of yarn in each mitt. I divided the ball in half. And because Noro, their stripes are so long and their color repeats are so long that the stripes don't match at all. Not even the same colors. Different colors on this mitt than the stripes on this mitt, except for that kind of brownie, that kind of nice brown color is in both of them, pulls them together. These are definitely siblings, not twins, but they're beautiful. I love them. And fabulous fall mitts. And then now I need to take them off. Yes. Yes. So two wonderful finishes. Yay! So I really had to get this episode out today to share those exciting finishes with you. And now I have exactly one work in progress, which is my Boxy by Joji Locatelli. And here it is. Doesn't look like much yet, but here, it's rolling just a little bit. Anyway, but yeah, just got a few inches in to this very big boxy body. So started at the bottom and work up until time to divide into the front and back to do the arm holes, and then put some sleeves in. But that's how that's going. I love that colorway. That yarn is Dream in Color Smooshy, and the colorway is Mild Tedium, which I love that name. I just love I love that name and how it really fits the beautiful colorway. Because the colorway is quite kind of muted and quiet, but very beautiful. And the vision I have, that it evokes in my mind from the name of the colorway and just kind of the muted, kind of grayed out lavender and purple and kind of brown, is a gray rainy day in the Pacific Northwest, or a gray snowy day in the cold winter days. We don't get a lot of snow here, but we do get a little bit from time to time, and it doesn't stay on the ground usually for very, very long, but Anyway, so it makes me think of the gray, cloudy, rainy Pacific Northwest days and sitting and watching the rain out the window. And that's what I'm going to do in the sweater in the fall and the winter. It's going to be great. And yeah, so that is my crafting. And I hope your crafting is going well. Sorry, it's just so hot and I'm really thirsty. Yeah, I hope your crafting is going well. I wonder, what are you working on right now? What are your projects? And have you had any big finishes recently? How many projects do you like to have going? Yeah, how many projects do you like to keep on the hook or on the needles at a time? Or are you just one project at a time and finish before you can start anything new? Yeah. So in reading, I have been continuing and enjoying my 2 Peter S. Beagle books, Summerlong and The Last Unicorn. I was right to think that these would go really well together as side-by-side reads. They really do, and I'm enjoying them. I really like his writing and how the characters that he really knows how to build a character, and I enjoy that about his stories, and his storytelling is just very, very good. So if you have never read a Peter S. Beagle book, I hope you'll give him a try, because I think he's great. I think he's a great author. Also, I do have a little bit of a haul, not a yarn haul, a book haul. And I don't buy a lot of books. I tend to rely on the library, or I do have an Audible account, so I buy audiobooks now more than I would buy a physical book. But we were today at our grocery store, and they have a little book table. Well, maybe table is generous, but they have a little stand with some books, and usually I never pay attention to the books that are on there. But today, so one caught my eye, and so I started looking. The one that caught my eye and made me look first was The Good People by Hannah Kent, who is also the author of another book that I have been wanting to read for a while, but I haven't gotten it yet I haven't gotten it yet, but it's been on my list, and I've kind of been thinking it's on my list. But The Burial Rites, which is set in not present day. I'm not sure what year, but back in history, a while in Iceland. And it's so it's like kind of historical fiction, but it is based, I believe. It's been a while since I read the blurb, but I do believe, from what I remember, that it is based on an actual criminal case and a woman that was convicted of, I believe it was some kind of a murder. And she is convicted, and the book is about her after her conviction, and she is in Um, anyway, and so it's historical fiction based on an actual criminal conviction and a person. And this is also similarly, here I'll read from the back. A thoroughly engrossing entree into the macabre nature of a vanished society, its virtues and its follies. Good People takes us straight to a place utterly unexpected and believable, where amid the earnest mayhem people impose on each other. There is no patronizing quaintness, but a compelling sense of the inevitability. And here, yeah, here, this is what I wanted to read. Taking its inspiration from newspaper reports of a real court case in County Kerry in 1826, The Good People is an even better novel than Burial Rites, a starkly realized tale of love, grief, and misconceived beliefs. So, they are both based on like historical true crime, but also fictionalized, which I think is a great idea. And so I intended to read Burial Rites for a long time, but I probably will read this one first. The Good People by Hannah Kent. So I wonder, what are you reading or watching these days, and how are you enjoying it? I hope you are, and I hope that, what do you like to read? What kind of genres do you enjoy reading? Yeah, I'd love to be able to chat about that in the comments, as well as any projects that you're working on. Or yeah, what your preferences are in knitting or crochet, what kind of things you like to make, what do you like to do? Yeah, I'd love to hear about that. Excuse me. So it's another Monday, and I do kind of think we've covered most of the things. Well, except for watching. I have, like I said, Handmaid's Tale. I finished season 2 from the library DVD. And wow, that ended on such a cliffhanger. That season finale that I actually, my sister just signed up for Hulu. So she set up a profile for me on her Hulu and gave me a password so we can share the Hulu together. And I have been watching season 3, so I am catching up. And season 3 is, wow. It is all about resistance, that's for sure. And it's getting, well, it's very dramatic. Some things are getting really frustrating, though. Because I do kind of feel, I don't know if anybody out there is watching it too. Anybody that's watching, I don't know if any of you are watching Handmaid's Tale, but I'm really getting a little bit frustrated with the main character in that this season, she seems to, she should not be getting away with all the things that she gets away with. And she's not, I feel like she's making really poor, she's just acting out and doing these things, but she's not thinking ahead, and she's just being really like selfish and not, she's resisting, but in not very well thought out or very strategic ways. She's just like, wow, and damn, and I like, don't you think there are going to be some consequences? And if you're going to be doing some of these things, you might as be a little careful, because um, she's being careless, I feel. Not, she's getting really careless and kind of stupid, at least in the last episode that I saw. So maybe she's going to start smartening up. It's maybe halfway through the season I am right now. So I hope she reins it in, like reins in the carelessness and maybe makes some actual real plans that might actually get some things accomplished. That's what I want to see. I want to see some good plans, and I want to see them have some good results. I guess is what I want. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's the acting though, and the visuals in this show are so strong. Visually, the show is stunning, and maybe it hits the symbolic imagery a little hard sometimes. But sometimes with that symbolic imagery, if you're too subtle, people just ignore it. So I don't know. Maybe they're not hitting it too hard, but they are very symbolic with their imagery, and it's also beautiful imagery a lot of times, very strong, and yeah, really well made. But at this point in the story, I am really frustrated though. So hopefully, uh, hopefully there'll be some good results from Resistance by the end of the series. Yeah, I hope. Anyway, so I'm just babbling now. And if you're still watching my babbling, thank you for sticking around. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope if you're coming back, I hope you continue to enjoy this channel. I'm gonna try to do a good job, and yeah. So I wish the best for you, and hope you and your family are well, and your creative projects are satisfying, and yeah. So bye-bye for now.